In this video, I wanted to show how I'm using my Supernote as my travel journal, as well as go into a little bit more detail of how I'm utilizing certain features on my Supernote. The process of journaling is a very subjective topic, so the reasoning behind this will vary for different people. The examples that I'm going to be showing you are coming directly from my experience and my own personal reasoning. So there are three things that I'm looking for in a good travel journal. The first one is, am I able to draw in the journal? The second one is it able to document certain places I've been and certain activities I've done? And the third is, am I able to insert certain inserts in there? And I'll talk a little bit more about the inserts later on. Okay, so what I have here are different examples of some of my travel notebooks. So I'm just going to go through each one and kind of show you how I'm using these notebooks, and I'm going to show you how I'm using my Supernote to replace these notebooks here. I love national parks, and I love capturing the different landscapes of the national parks that I've been to. So in this first example, I'm going to show you my travel journal that I use to do that, and this is primarily in watercolor. So I'm just using this as an example, and how I'm replacing that notebook in my Supernote is that I'm using the Native Notes app for this, and I've created a specific notebook just for the national parks. So this for me simulates the drawing style that I'm used to drawing in here. So these are all landscape drawings of my national parks that I've been to, and different things that I want to capture in here. For things that require me to go a little bit more into detail, I like to use the Atelier app. So something like this, I like to use the Atelier app because it allows me to get into a little bit more detail, especially in the color scale of the grays and the blacks here, and as well as blending techniques here. So the next example I'm going to show you is the next thing that I'm looking for in a traveler's notebook is the ability to document certain activities and document certain places I've been. So for this example, I'm going to use my national park passport. Again, this is a theme, so if I open this up, this actually has a very nice structure in which it is separated by the different regions. So, and then you have the space to add your sticker or anything that you may like to add in here as space. So how I'm using my Supernote to replace this is that I am going to go back to my National Park Journal notebook here that I've created, and I am using the template, and I've created a table of contents here to simulate exactly the same regions that were in my national park book. And so I can navigate to the different spaces here, okay, like so. And then using the template, I can actually just check. You see the ones where I have checked off and I have a link. I can actually just jump to that link. Jump to the link. And have my drawings here like so. And then there's certain activities that I've done. Let's take this one for example. So the example that I showed you in the National Park Passport book was Great Sand Dunes National Park. So me and my best friend went to this national park and we actually went sandboarding here. So if I click on this link, it takes me to the entry for that specific national park, as well as it takes me to the entry here that I want to see. And again, it's simulating that space that was in the national park passport for like stickers and things like that. And I can put in whatever I want here in my Supernote. Which brings me to the third example of what I'm looking for in a traveler's notebook. So I like to keep receipts, I like to keep currency, sometimes ticket stubs, and mostly photographs of places that I've been to. So if for this example, I'm going to use my adventure book journal here. So I'll show you an example of what I mean. So in here, I have different ticket stubs that I have attached to this certain entry, and this also has watercolor and I believe pen drawings here on the side, and as well as photographs here and currency in here of the different places I've been to. So I don't necessarily want to bring this notebook just because sometimes these inserts have sentimental value. So something like this, I have the ticket for when I went to see the Terracotta Warriors in China. So something like this I don't want to lose. I don't want to risk getting wet or anything like that on my travels. So it's harder to replicate these inserts than it is to replicate something that's digital. So how I'm using the Supernote to replace this is in a few ways. So what I've done is in my traveler's notebook, I've created or uploaded pictures in the My Style folder, and I am using actual photos of when I went to these different places in here, and I am simulating that same action as I did in my adventure journal book. So what I'm doing, this is an actual photo of Victoria Street, and I'm actually just writing my little blurb in here. That's one way to simulate that. And the second way is that since I don't want to draw something over and over again, the ability to duplicate something via digital is a great way to save time. So what I mean by that is I've created a notebook where I have taken some of my drawings and I've pasted them on here. So all I have to really do is kind of use it as a sticker almost, and just look for the insert that I want to copy and copy it here. Like this alligator one, I can just copy that into one of my notebooks and paste it in there without having to draw it again. So just to recap some of the features or the three things that I was looking for in the Supernote to replace for my analog travel notebooks. So the first one, the drawings, it's able to simulate the drawings using the Notes app or the Atelier app in here. So the second one is to document certain activities and places that I've been. So the Supernote equivalent features that I'm using are the table of contents and the linking feature in the Supernote. And the third and final one is the inserts. So the ability to add photographs, upload photographs, as well as anything that you can turn into an image can basically be uploaded here in your Supernote using the ability to create it as a template here. So some of the best things that has come from me using the Supernote as my travel journal is that one particular aspect is that when I come back from vacation, I don't want to do this. I don't want to create these inserts. I don't want to draw in my travel journal. So most of the time it's going to be sitting there collecting dust. As you can see, I hardly have any inserts in here or entries in here because of the fact that I don't want to go home to do this. So because I am taking my Supernote with me as my travel journal, this allows me to actually work on these drawings at the time of when I'm traveling. So usually some of these drawings take anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes, depending on their complexity. But doing all of this, like pasting and coloring and printing out pictures, this takes a very long time. It's very time consuming. But I do still like to do this process, but not after the trip. So I'll leave a link in the description below for those interested in seeing some of my travel entries from my travel journals. But basically, that's it. And hopefully, this gave you some ideas as to how you can use your Supernote to do some of your travel journaling as well.